How to make any woman want you, even when she's not interested. Old Stoic wisdom. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Zig Ziglar. You've probably heard the common advice, if she's not interested, move on. Maybe someone even told you to try harder to prove your worth, or that you should just give up. But here's something few people will tell you. Women don't miss men because they need them. They miss men because those men have mastered the art of creating an emotional impact, even in their absence. This isn't about cheesy pickup lines or surface-level tricks. It's about understanding how women think on a deeper psychological level and learning how to position yourself in such a way that even a woman who initially shows no interest starts to think about you when you're not around. It may sound unbelievable, but it's absolutely possible. Here's the truth. Indifference isn't permanent. It's a reaction, a response to the situation. If you know how to shift that reaction, you can change how a woman sees you. Before you dismiss this idea, consider this: making a woman miss you has nothing to do with chasing her or desperately proving yourself. In fact, doing so is one of the quickest ways to kill attraction. Women respect men who hold their ground. What triggers attraction and makes a woman miss you is the exact opposite of what many men do. It's not about being overly available, it's about becoming unforgettable. In this guide, we'll break down step by step how to spark curiosity, earn respect, and eventually ignite desire, even in someone who didn't give you the time of day. By the end, you'll see that making her miss you isn't about luck. It's about understanding how to play the game differently, tapping into the psychology that makes you stand out. Remember, you're not here to chase. You're here to become a presence she can't forget. 1. Why chasing kills attraction. When it comes to attracting a woman, there's one undeniable truth you need to understand: chasing kills attraction. It's a hard pill to swallow for many men, but let me lay it out plainly. The more you chase a woman, the quicker she'll run. It might seem natural to chase what you desire. After all, we're taught from a young age to pursue what we want, to show effort, to prove our worth. But when it comes to female psychology, that same pursuit is often the very thing that sends her in the opposite direction. Why? Because when you chase, you shift the power dynamic. Instead of her feeling lucky to have your attention, she starts to see you as the one desperately seeking hers. And let's face it, no one is excited about something they already have in abundance. You might think that constantly texting, calling, or trying to impress her will make her more interested. But what you're actually doing is giving her emotional overkill. You're so available that she doesn't need to think about you. It's like free food every day. Eventually, you don't crave it, but take that food away, and suddenly you're starving for it. The same goes for a woman. When you're always there, she doesn't miss you. But when you pull back, when you give her space and mystery, now she starts to wonder where you've gone. That's when curiosity begins to grow. That's when she starts thinking about you. Chasing doesn't just make you appear desperate. It broadcasts insecurity. It shows that you don't value yourself enough to stand your ground and let her come to you. Women are drawn to men who have an iron mind, who value their own time, and who don't need to beg for attention. Insecurity is a major turnoff, and nothing kills attraction faster than the lack of self-confidence. You must understand, attraction is about balance. Women are attracted to men who have options, who live rich, full lives, and who don't bend over backward to earn attention. The key here, and the application of Stoic principles, is detachment. Detach from the need for her approval. Give her room to miss you. Stop chasing, and instead, let her come to you. A man with an iron mind knows when to step back, when to create space. That's what makes him powerful. If you want her, even if she seems uninterested, the first step is to stop the chase. Pull back. That silence, that absence, will speak volumes. It's a Stoic principle that dates back to the ancients. Don't force something that isn't meant to be. Imagine texting her 3 times a day and getting short, dry responses. The temptation is to double down, to try harder. But here's the thing: by stopping completely, by creating that space, you give her a chance to notice your absence. And more often than not, She'll check your profile, wonder what happened, or even reach out to you first. That's the magic of the Stoic mind: detachment, patience, and the ability to create curiosity by pulling away. The key to attracting a woman, even one who isn't initially interested, is mastering the art of not chasing. This is where the old Stoic wisdom comes into play: create mystery, value yourself, and let her come to you. 2. Silence speaks louder than text. Most men fall into a trap. They believe that constant communication is the secret to making a woman want them. They text good morning, check in during the day, and end with a good night message. It feels like effort, like they're doing all the right things. But here's the painful truth: it's the quickest way to make her take you for granted. Why? Because when your words are always available, they lose their value. Think of your words like a commodity. If you flood her with messages every day, those messages become just noise, cheap, disposable. Silence, on the other hand, has weight. It creates tension. It makes her think. And in the realm of female psychology, curiosity is far more powerful than familiarity. Here's a deeper dive into the path of wisdom when you go quiet. You allow her mind to wander. She'll start wondering, why hasn't he texted me yet? What's he doing? Who is he with? That wondering, that sense of absence, is the seed of missing you. It's the spark that ignites desire. Understand this. My friend, attention is a currency, and silence is the tool that increases its value. If you hand out constant texts and calls, they're like loose change, always there, never special. But when you pull back, even for a short while, your attention suddenly becomes rare, and people, women especially, crave what's rare. Don't confuse this silence with immaturity. This isn't about ignoring her or playing childish games. It's about balance. It's about showing that your world doesn't revolve around her messages. A man who doesn't feel the constant need to check in or fill the space with words is a man who radiates confidence, independence, and self-respect. And that's exactly what makes her lean in. Think of it this way: you're on a path of practical stoicism. Stoic rules teach us to embrace the power of stillness and control. In silence, you exhibit strength and self-mastery. You don't need to validate yourself by over-communicating. By choosing silence at strategic moments, you make your attention rare, valuable, and meaningful. And that is precisely how you gain her interest. In this modern world, the constant bombardment of texts and notifications can feel suffocating. Yet, Stoic wisdom tells us that true strength lies in restraint, in having the power to not act when everyone else feels the need to fill the air with noise. That is the essence of Stoicism in action. By not overextending yourself, you not only respect your own time and energy, but you also make her think twice about your worth. Let's break this down into a simple truth. When you're constantly available, you're telling her that you don't have a life of your own. You're telling her that she's the center of your universe. That's not attractive. No one wants to be the sole focus of another person's attention. It's exhausting. But when you take a step back, when you become less predictable, you make her feel something different. You make her realize that her time with you is special. Don't fall into the trap of assuming that constant messaging is the key. You must understand that silence is more powerful. Silence shows you have a life, a sense of self that doesn't revolve around her. It proves that you can be alone without being lonely, and that you don't need her validation to feel worthy. This is practical stoicism in its finest form. The Stoic rules teach us not to react impulsively, but to take a step back and let the world unfold. By embracing silence, you give her the space to want you, rather than having her feel overwhelmed by your presence. You've mastered the art of restraint, and that's what draws her in. So, remember this: sometimes the most powerful thing you can say to a woman is nothing at all. Let your silence do the work. It's not about ignoring her or playing games. It's about showing your worth by not being needy. Silence, when wielded wisely, is the key to making her desire you even when she might not be interested at first. In the end, it's about balancing your attention and proving that you're a man of substance, not someone who's always available. That's the power of silence, the power of wisdom, and the path of Stoic understanding. 3. Stop being too available. One of the most powerful principles in life, especially when it comes to attracting the attention of a woman, is the timeless lesson from Epictetus and Stoic philosophy: stop being too available. There's a dangerous misconception that being available 24/7 will somehow win her over. Think about it. Cancelling plans, jumping to reply to every text, always making yourself easy to reach. On the surface, it may seem like you're putting in effort, but in reality, you're setting yourself up for failure. It makes you predictable. It makes you boring. And most importantly, it makes you forgettable. Just like any valuable commodity in the world, when something is too easy to obtain, it loses its worth. There's no thrill, no excitement. If you're always there for her without hesitation, she loses the sense of curiosity, the sense of challenge. And without challenge, desire fades. This isn't just some abstract relationship theory. This is human nature. The greatest things in life are the ones we work for, the ones that aren't easily accessible. Think back to a time when you chased something important in your own life, maybe a goal, a career opportunity, or even a rare item. The very fact that it wasn't handed to you easily made you want it more, but as soon as it was easy to grab, its value diminished. The same principle applies to relationships, especially when you're seeking to attract a woman's attention. She doesn't want a man who's always hovering, always waiting for her to need him. What truly draws her in is a man who has his own life, his own passions, his own priorities. A man who can say, "I'm busy," without hesitation, without guilt. A man who doesn't need her approval to feel whole. Why is this so powerful? Because independence is magnetic. When you live a life with purpose and ambition, you exude value. You show that you are a man of worth, not someone who exists only to satisfy her whims. That's the kind of man who attracts the attention of women. The more you make yourself available, the less she will value your presence. But when you create space in your life, when you show her that your world doesn't revolve around her, that's when the shift begins. That's when she starts to notice your absence. That's when she starts to miss you. Just like Epictetus taught, you must take control of your own emotions and desires. A man who is always available, who seeks constant validation, will never be in control of his own life. You must learn to say no when necessary, to be assertive with your time, and to build a life of value and purpose. In modern life, this idea is more relevant than ever. You must have a life that stands on its own, one that doesn't bend to the whims of others, especially not a woman's attention. If you want to win in the game of attraction, you need to master this principle. Take control of your availability. Don't fall into the trap of always being there, waiting for her call or message. Show her that your life has depth and purpose beyond just her. This isn't just about attracting women, it's about mastering your life. As Epictetus would say, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. The same holds true for relationships. Don't crave constant attention. Instead, create a life so full of value and independence that she can't help but be drawn to it. And in that space, when you make yourself scarce, that's when you win. If you found this valuable, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment to remember, I am a man of value, with my own passions and priorities. 4. Mystery beats honesty every time. We've all heard the mantra that honesty is the best policy. Sure, honesty is vital in relationships, but when it comes to attraction, being too honest too soon can smother the spark. Many men believe that by laying all their cards on the table, sharing every thought, plan, and feeling, they're building a strong connection. In reality, they're erasing the very mystery that fuels a woman's intrigue and desire. Attraction isn't driven by logic, it's fueled by emotions, and nothing stirs emotions more powerfully than curiosity. When a woman doesn't know everything about you, she's left with an open canvas to fill in the blanks herself. She wonders what you're up to, who you're with, what you're thinking. This constant wondering, the unanswered questions, is what keeps her coming back for more. Now, When you over-explain everything, when you are an open book from the start, you rob her of the opportunity to wonder. There's no mystery left. And without mystery, there's no chase. Think about the movies or books that captivate you. What keeps you on the edge of your seat? It's the suspense, the unknowns that keep you intrigued. Imagine if a thriller told you every plot twist in the first 5 minutes. The excitement would vanish. Women are no different in this regard. When you're constantly telling her exactly how you feel, what you're doing, and where you're going, you strip away the thrill. And without that thrill, attraction loses its edge. The truth is, mystery creates value. By withholding some of your inner thoughts and plans, you force her to pay attention to you. You spark her curiosity. And that curiosity makes her think about you even when you're not around. The power of absence comes not just from physical distance, but from what she doesn't know. When you don't over-explain or reveal every detail, you leave her wanting more, keeping you at the center of her mind. It's a lesson embedded in the old Stoic wisdom. What you don't reveal can be just as powerful as what you do. When you master the art of leaving things unsaid, you tap into a primal force of attraction. Remember, it's not about being dishonest or deceptive. It's about using Stoic principles to recognize that there's strength in restraint. Too much transparency can make you predictable, and predictability kills desire. The iron mind of a man who understands this doesn't feel the need to explain himself at every turn. Instead, he knows how to leave some things to the imagination, which in turn fuels a woman's desire to know more. So yes, honesty is important, but sometimes the most effective way to make her want you, even if she's not interested at first, is through the silence of what you choose not to say. It's this subtle withholding that makes her miss you in ways she doesn't quite understand. What she craves is not what you've told her, but what you've kept just out of reach. In this, you tap into the power of the Stoic mindset, the ability to remain composed, calm, and unpredictable, using mystery to your advantage. That's the real art, knowing when to speak and when to let your silence echo, making you more desirable simply by what you don't reveal. You must master this, as it's not just a matter of attraction, but a matter of mastering yourself. 5. Never compete for her attention. Too many men fall into the trap of competing for a woman's attention, like scrambling to be the first to comment on her picture or stepping up their game just to outshine other men. They think if they can be louder, funnier, or more available, she'll finally see their worth. Let me make this clear. This is weak, and women can sense that weakness from miles away. You see, when you're competing for her attention, you've already lost. Why? Because real men don't compete. They attract. You must realize that a man who truly knows his worth doesn't care who else is texting her, who's checking her out, or who's trying to win her over. His value is inherent, and if she doesn't see it, that's on her, not him. This mindset, rooted in Old Stoic wisdom, is a reflection of an iron mind, a Stoic principle that reinforces the idea that your value comes from within, not from others' validation. Desperation doesn't command respect, and women are hardwired to avoid men who seem desperate for attention. Here's the hard truth. Stop putting women on a pedestal. Stop chasing her like her attention is some kind of trophy you need to win. This kind of mindset makes you look like you're begging for validation, which is the quickest way to appear weak. Women are drawn to men who are self-assured, men who exude confidence and don't need to prove their worth to anyone. The more you chase and compete for her attention, the more you'll find her slipping away, pulled by the gravitational pull of men who don't try so hard, men who just exist in their power. The key is to stop competing and start living like you are the prize. The moment you stop hunting for her attention and instead focus on being the man who is already in high demand, her perception of you changes dramatically. She'll begin to see that your time, energy, and attention are not something to be given away lightly. The more you value yourself, the more others will too. And, in time, she'll crave your attention more than ever. To be clear, this is not a call to be cold or distant. It's about understanding the Stoic principle of self-sufficiency. A man who embodies the iron mind does not chase after approval. His confidence is based on the belief that his value is self-evident, And if someone doesn't recognize it, it's their loss. Women find power and attraction in men who stand firm, who do not bend to the whims of others. So don't compete. Let the world come to you. Stop chasing. Let her wonder why you're not running after her like all the other guys. By following the principles of Stoic wisdom, you'll create an aura of mystery and magnetism that no amount of desperate behavior can replicate. Trust in the process. Don't worry about winning her attention. Let your value do the work. When you live by these principles, she'll know your worth without you having to prove it. And that is the key to true attraction. If you find today's content useful to you, don't forget to share your feelings and lessons with us. Or simply comment. Very cool. It's a great encouragement for our channel makers. Thank you very much. 6. Confidence is more addictive than love. Listen closely. Here's a truth you must understand. Women aren't drawn to love first. They're drawn to confidence. You can shower her with affection, write her pages of praise, bend over backward to prove you care. But if you lack confidence, she won't feel that magnetic pull. Why? Because love without confidence comes off as weakness. And weakness is never attractive. Confidence, however, is magnetic. It's that unspoken quality that commands attention, that makes people stop and take notice. Confidence is not about arrogance. It's not about putting on a facade or pretending you're better than anyone else. True confidence is quiet. It's in the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you move through life without constantly seeking approval or validation from others. Real confidence is unshakable. It is calm yet compelling. This is why Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Confidence is the reaction you choose to have, the control you assert over your life. Think for a moment, how many times have you seen a woman choose a man who wasn't the best looking or the nicest? Yet he had that one thing, unshakable self-belief. He had that commanding presence that drew her in. That wasn't by accident. Women are hardwired to respond to confidence because it signals something deeper: strength, stability, leadership. This is Stoicism in practice, the ability to stand firm, to remain resolute in the face of life's challenges without needing constant reassurance. This is the power that attracts. Love may bring her a smile, but confidence makes her crave you. It keeps her awake at night, pondering your presence. And here's where most men fail. They confuse confidence with words. Confidence isn't about what you say, it's about what you do. It's the ability to make decisions swiftly, to stand by your beliefs without fear of judgment. It's the strength to walk away from disrespect and refuse to settle for less than what you deserve. Do you know what the difference is between a man who's forgotten and one who's remembered? It's the confidence in his actions, his decisions, his ability to lead. Confidence is not something you say, it's something you embody. If you think love alone will make her miss you, you're wrong. Love without confidence equals dependency, and dependency repels. A man who relies solely on affection is not a man women want to be with long-term. Dependency is a weakness. Confidence is what lingers. It's what stays with her, what occupies her thoughts long after you've gone. This is where you must stand apart. Stop bending to the whims of affection. Stop thinking that love will keep her. Love without confidence is just a fleeting emotion. Confidence, on the other hand, is a powerful force. It's what makes you unforgettable. When you master confidence, you win. You win her attention, her respect, and most importantly, her desire. In the words of Epictetus, freedom is the only true happiness. The man who is free of the need to please others is truly free. You must make this your mindset. You don't need to please her. You need to be yourself, unapologetically. Take action with strength and certainty. Make decisions, lead your life, and walk with purpose. This is what women respond to. This is how you win. Remember, it's not love that will make her miss you. It's the confidence you carry, the strength you embody, and the self-respect you demand. Confidence is what makes a woman crave you. Confidence is what makes you unforgettable. Confidence is the victory you must claim. Don't settle for anything less. Embrace it, own it, and let it define you. This is how you win. 7. Make her think she's losing you. Nothing makes a woman long for a man more than the fear of losing him. It's basic human psychology. People don't cherish what they know they can always have. What they value is what they might lose. And too many men unknowingly ruin this simple truth by becoming a permanent fixture in a woman's life, even when she hasn't truly earned the privilege. Here's the undeniable reality when she knows you'll always be there, no matter what. There's zero incentive for her to chase after you, to appreciate you, or even to miss you. The moment she senses that your attention is drifting away, that your energy is no longer consumed by her, everything changes. Suddenly, she starts to wonder, what if he's moving on? What if another woman is pulling him in? What if I've lost my chance for good? This fear, it's an unstoppable force. It's the trigger for desire. But let's be clear, this isn't manipulation, it's self-respect. You're not playing games by pretending to pull away. You're showing her that your life doesn't orbit around her. You're making it clear that if she doesn't appreciate your worth, someone else will. That realization, that painful recognition, is what makes her feel your absence. It's what makes her start to crave your presence. And this is where Old Stoic wisdom offers invaluable insight. The Stoic principles are about holding steadfast to your own value, independent of external validation. The iron mind isn't swayed by uncertainty. It remains grounded. If you're always around, always available, it cheapens your worth in her eyes. You must show that your life doesn't hinge on her presence. If she's too busy to realize your worth, let her face the consequences. The lesson is simple yet profound. Stop making yourself a guarantee. Don't make her believe that you will always be there, no matter how she treats you. Instead, you must be ready to walk away. You must be ready to let her feel the silence. Let her imagine life without you. Because it's in that space, in that moment of doubt, that she'll truly start to miss you. Nothing stings more deeply for a woman than the realization that she had a man who's now out of her reach. Remember, your value is intrinsic. Don't let the pursuit of affection cloud your judgment. Keep your own life full and fulfilling, based on the Stoic principle that your worth doesn't depend on anyone else's recognition. If she doesn't see your value now, she will feel the absence when you start to pull away. When you do this, you're not being manipulative. You're simply reflecting the strength of the iron mind, where self-respect and value come first. Be willing to let go. When you do, the fear of losing you will spark a fire of desire in her that will make her chase after you with all the intensity you deserve. If you've made it this far, you're already understanding the power of self-respect and the importance of not being a guarantee. Stop being the man who is always there no matter what. Be the one who shows his worth through actions, not just promises. Please comment, I know my worth, and I'm not afraid to walk away. 8. Independence creates powerful attraction. Independence is more than just a trait. It's a game changer in building lasting attraction. It's a vital cornerstone for any relationship that aspires to thrive, especially when it comes to making a woman want you. But what does true independence really mean? It's not about being indifferent or cold toward her. No, it's about the powerful and unshakable knowledge that you can stand on your own, regardless of what happens between the two of you. You see, when you stop depending on her approval or attention, you're no longer caught in the cycle of chasing her. This is where the magic happens. You start to create intrinsic value, not because you're striving for it, but because you're already living your life fully and without hesitation. This is one of the most powerful Stoic rules to live with purpose, free from the need for external validation. Practical Stoicism teaches that you must find your worth from within and not allow your emotional state to be tethered to someone else's actions. An independent man knows exactly what he wants. He doesn't wait for anyone to validate his dreams, goals, or passions. His life is filled with rich experiences, whether it's his career, hobbies, family, or friendships. These are not side pursuits. These are integral parts of who he is. His relationship with himself is unbreakable. And when he connects with a woman, it's not because he needs her, but because he wants to share a piece of his world. Paths of wisdom lie in the understanding that a relationship should add value to your life, not become the reason for it. You must realize independence is not about pushing her away. It's about creating space in your life. Space that isn't solely occupied by her presence. This space serves as a reminder to her that you are not, and will not, be consumed by the need for her attention. Women are drawn to men who don't revolve around them. Your absence, your emotional and psychological space, sends a signal you matter, but I matter too. This is where the allure begins to grow. When you don't chase her, she begins to chase you, not in a desperate way, but in a way that reflects her own desire to connect with a man who is not easily swayed, a man who has a life, passions, and goals that extend beyond the scope of the relationship. It's a subtle shift, but a powerful one. She realizes that if she wants to keep your attention, she must offer something equally meaningful. It's no longer just about her trying to win your affection. It's about her earning your time, respect, and interest. You must understand this. You are not here to be an emotional sponge. Don't let your entire existence be consumed by her. It's the opposite of what Stoicism teaches. Practical Stoicism encourages you to create a life that is rich, meaningful, and fulfilling without relying on external circumstances. Your value comes from who you are, not from how much attention you get from her. She must see that you're not in a position of need. Paths of wisdom show us that true attraction is built on a foundation of self-assurance, not self-doubt. Be the man who walks into a room with his head held high, not because he's seeking approval, but because he knows exactly what he's about. Don't beg for her attention. Let her work for it. When you show her that you won't drop everything just to seek her approval, the dynamic shifts. She must earn your interest by showing you that she adds value to your life, not the other way around. When a woman sees that she can't just have you whenever she wants, her desire for you will increase. It's simple when someone is always available. They are rarely valued. Your time, your energy, your affection should be earned, not freely given. This isn't about manipulation. This is about honoring yourself and your own value. It's about living by the Stoic rule of self-control and never surrendering your independence for the fleeting pleasure of attention. In the end, independence is the most attractive thing you can possess. Women, just like men, are naturally drawn to those who don't desperately need them. When you show her that you can live your life without being obsessed with her presence, your own attraction grows exponentially. This is not a game. It's the natural path of wisdom that leads to stronger, more fulfilling relationships. So, remember, don't depend on her for your happiness or self-worth. Stand tall in your independence. That's the first step in becoming the man she'll always want. 9. Build confidence through actions, not words. Confidence is not about what you say. It's about what you do. It's about how you move through life with unshakable resolve, how you tackle challenges head-on, and how you make decisions without flinching. Real confidence isn't about compliments or talking about your achievements. It's about embodying strength through your actions. You must learn this: words are cheap, actions speak volumes. As Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, taught us, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. This means that true confidence comes from mastering yourself, not from seeking validation from others. The most powerful men in history did not boast of their greatness. They simply acted with purpose, and the world recognized their power. You see, when a man walks through life with the quiet assurance that he is in control of himself, his actions speak louder than any speech. A confident man makes decisions without hesitation and stands firm in his beliefs. His certainty radiates. It doesn't need to be announced. A confident man doesn't fold to please anyone. He knows that he is in control of his own destiny, and his self-reliance is evident in every interaction. This is the essence of true masculinity, the core of what makes a woman desire you, even when she may not show immediate interest. It's the strength to remain resolute, to never doubt your worth, and to lead with clarity and direction. Confidence doesn't seek approval, it commands respect. You must never forget that. Silence is your ally. A confident man does not feel the need to explain himself constantly. The need to justify or over-explain only undermines your strength. True confidence, as Epictetus said, is understanding that it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When you're not afraid to let your actions speak, you give off a powerful presence. Women are drawn to this type of man because they know, deep down, he is someone they can trust. He can lead, not just in words, but in action. He doesn't need to fill the air with empty talk or explain his every move. His calm authority is undeniable. Imagine living in the modern world, where distractions and external validation are abundant, yet a man who holds to Stoic principles, who focuses on mastering his own responses to life, remains an anomaly, an unwavering rock. His power is in his stoicism. He doesn't bend to circumstances. He doesn't wait for approval. He builds confidence with every action, every challenge he overcomes, every decision he makes without hesitation. This is the secret. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, reminds us, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. It is the man who is free from need, who stands firm, who doesn't chase validation. He is the man who wins. This is how you become a man women want, not through empty words, but through the quiet power of your actions. Do not seek to explain. Do not seek to justify. Be steady. Be resolute. Control your world. Lead with confidence. When you master your actions, you master your destiny. And when you do this, she'll see in you a man unlike any other. A man of strength. A man who stands firm, who doesn't apologize for being himself. That man wins. He wins her heart. He wins respect. He wins life. Epictetus had it right. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. So, do not hesitate. Move forward. Lead. Be the man who does not need words to prove his worth, because your actions will make that abundantly clear. In the end, your actions will speak louder than anything you could ever say, and that is how you make her want you. Even when she's not interested, even when the odds are against you, you will win. Through stoicism, through confidence, and through decisive action. That is how you become the man who stands apart from all others. It might sting a little, but here's the harsh truth: women don't actually miss the nice guy. They miss the man who has the strength to walk away and let her feel his absence. Most men don't want to hear it, but that's reality. You can be the sweetest, most loving guy in the world, but if you don't know how to create space, she won't value you. She'll forget you. And the man who respects himself enough not to beg, that's the man she ends up chasing. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever been in a situation where you chased too hard, or maybe where silence actually pulled her back to you? Drop your story in the comments. I'll be checking them personally, and I'd love to connect with you, give you feedback, and maybe even guide you through your own situation. Remember, this channel isn't just about me talking. It's about building a community of men who finally understand female psychology and use it to win respect, not lose it. So, click on that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when I release the next video. I'll see you then.